All right, I think we are live. So I'm just going to wait a moment or two just to see if anyone else is joining us today. If not, and you're watching this at a later time, uh, good to see you. Thanks for watching, and hopefully it's a useful update for you on some of the things we are doing. Now, um, before I start, just firstly, just a massive congratulations for the last month. It's flown by. I hope you felt it's flown by. It's gone really, really quick actually. But what's been great is I think everyone, students, parents, instructors as well, have just felt a little bit more confident with Zoom and how that's worked. We've certainly found that logging in has been a lot more straightforward. We found that the members coming in, it's been a lot smoother, less technical issues, punctuality has been a lot better, and all those kind of things as well. And it's really, really helped. And it's meant that the classes have run nice and smoothly, and we're able to get a lot of teaching done as well. We did have an online grading in November as well, which went really, really well. Very similar to the one we had in July. It worked really, really well. Students were fantastic. Most importantly, the standard was really, really high. And just the process seemed to work really, really well as well. So well done for that, and thank you for that as well, and thank you for persevering with us as we went through Zoom. I think it does make life a lot easier when we knew an end date, or we had a rough end date, didn't we, of the 2nd of December. Whereas back in March, it was sort of an ongoing, endless thing. And to think back to that now and think, oh gosh, how do we get through that? Or the thought of maybe going into another 4 or 5 month lockdown is quite scary, quite intimidating, really. But we've got the tools to cope with it, and you've got the skills to cope with it as well. So well done for that. Right, so moving forward, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. Firstly, the fact we're going back to live face-to-face classes, and what's going to be happening with that and the processes of that and all those kind of things. The December grading as well. And also I wanted to touch on the new syllabus that we're going to be sort of officially going into. We've been starting it already. Some of you may have noticed, and we've had conversations with some of you about it. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about that from now. Okay, so returning face-to-face classes. Yes, Kent has been put into tier 3, the highest tier, and we are aware of that, and we are aware of the concerns for that as well. That being said, we have had it confirmed. We've had it confirmed by Sport England, by our head office as well. We spent a lot of time looking at the material produced by government, and any advice that we can get hold of, and just speaking to as many people as we possibly can. We are able to, and we are confident about our ability to open up the classes. As with lots of government advice that has come out over the last few months, you can look at it and it can be very, very confusing. In one sentence, you can read one thing, and then in a couple of paragraphs later, you read another and you think, doesn't that contradict what's already been said? And a lot of the things are put out there as guidelines, other things have been put out there as law, for want of a better word. But we are absolutely confident that our move to go face-to-face is safe, most importantly, but also legitimate as well. We are going into the face-to-face classes with the same COVID protocols that we've had before. So that means online bookings, as we've done before, hand sanitizing when you come in, when you go out. We're going to be offering hand sanitizers through the class as well if you need it. Socially distanced through the classes. No skin-to-skin contact. Trying to keep as much safe space as we possibly can. And that is even more so for the adults. Okay, even more so for the adults. You can actually read some of the government advice and see that some of the socially distancing aspect for under 18s has been removed. But we are going to stick to that as much as we possibly can to stay safe, and that's really, really important. So booking in, hand sanitizer, and safe space as well. Also, the use of shoes as well. You still must remain in your trainers or martial arts shoes only. Okay, no Crocs, no flip-flops, no Wellington boots, no sandals or anything like that. Back into the routine that we had before this recent lockdown. Okay. The other thing as well, and we introduced this about a month or so before the recent lockdown, was asking parents to wait in the car during the class predominantly, and asking students to wait in their cars if they arrive by cars beforehand. Now, just to clarify, the reason we're doing this is to try and negate the social aspect and the social gathering. So if students come out of their cars and they're waiting outside the door, they congregate together, okay, which isn't necessarily the safest way. If they do that, you as parents naturally do that as well. You come out of your cars, you start talking to parents and things like that as well. Whilst we are not going to police it, so we're not going to tell people off if they're not on there, please help us to run the classes and be open as safe as we can and remain in your cars as long as possible. Yes, we are into sort of the darker evenings, so when the students come out, by all means come out, collect your students and your students, your children, your family members and whoever's going with you safely, and also to make sure that, you know, if there's car parks to cross and things like that as well. But please do not allow your children to congregate by the door. Okay, it's getting dark as well and it's cold and they don't want to be waiting outside, especially if it's raining. And please, even if there are windows in the hall to look in, I know it's lovely to watch your children train, and I appreciate that and I understand it's difficult, but please don't congregate around the windows, because that's congregating and coming together. You might think you're on your own, but then somebody else comes along, or somebody else sees you and thinks, oh, they're by the window, so I'll come along the window. It's human nature. Okay, so please work with us for that, and stay with your cars. Also, it's just a little bit warmer in the darker nights as well. Okay. So that's how we're going to be operating. It's exactly the same. Please, as I said, please do book in online. The same process as before. You go to our website, matfordsKent.com. There's a grey button in the middle called Book Appointment. You click on that and then you go through. Okay, and you're able to book classes up to our last classes in December, which is Saturday the 20th, I think it is, of December. And then you are actually also able to book January, February, March, April, May, June next year as well. Okay, so that's exactly the same. If you have made previous bookings before the lockdown, those bookings will still be in place. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. But if you're not sure, you can't remember, you haven't got a record of it, that's not a problem. Just message me and ask me to double check, and I will look. On that booking front, if you do receive a cancellation email or text message, please don't worry. All that's happened is that I've gone into the system and I've just looked at the attendance, and if somebody has double booked, I've just cancelled one of those spaces. And the reason I need to do that is to free up one of the spaces so that somebody else can book. All right? So if you receive a cancellation notice, don't panic. I'm just cleaning up the system for any double bookings, and that's all that is. If for whatever reason, and I can't really think of any, I need to cancel your space, I will send you a message personally myself. Okay, and it will go direct to you from me. All right, but please do book. In particular, our junior classes in Staplehurst and Canterbury are very busy, so it's very important that you do that. Okay, with the grading in December, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. Okay, but that will also be face-to-face as well, and again we are confident that it will be safe and that we are allowed to do that as well. Okay, now if for whatever reason you are unable to make a class when we go back face-to-face, please do not worry. What we are going to do is we are going to live stream, we're going to Zoom the classes as they are done now, okay, from the hall, so that you can join in same time, same place, same Zoom codes as you're using at the moment, so nothing changes from that perspective, okay, and so that you can join in. And we're going to set it up from the hall so that you can see us training and we'll be able to help you, all right? And we're going to try and do that for every single class. And it might be that you just can't make it. It might be that you don't feel comfortable in Tier 3 attending a face-to-face class. It might be that you're self-isolating because your bubble at school has burst and the school's closed down, or the year group has been sent home, or whatever reason it is. The only thing I do ask for that is that you only attend the Zoom class that would be for your class that you would normally train face-to-face. This month we've allowed students to train a little bit more, which has been fantastic, and it's wonderful to see you take advantage of that. But for us to be able to manage a room of students live face-to-face and a screen at the same time, we're going to have a couple of people there as well, okay, and one person online, but for us to be able to manage it and to keep everything nice and neat and straightforward, please only jump on the Zoom class that you would be naturally attending that face-to-face class. So what I mean by that is, if your class is normally at 6:45 on a Wednesday, then please, if you can't attend a face-to-face class or you're not comfortable doing that, please only attend the 6:45 Zoom class, not a Zoom class on another day. Okay, so we're kind of treating it like a face-to-face class. Hope that makes sense. But basically, we're giving you all the opportunities to be able to train, whether you're comfortable face-to-face or not. Okay? As I said, same login details, same days, same times. Timetable is up online as we speak. Right. Now, moving on to the grading. Oh, just dropped something. Moving on to the grading on the 13th of December. Now, this obviously, if you graded a couple of weeks ago, this isn't for you. And there will be some students that this grading date isn't for you either. It might be that there's just a couple of things to polish up on, be a bit more confident, to learn, get better at. If we feel that you are ready, I will send you a text message. Okay, that's the invite. On that text message, it tells you how to register. It tells you the times. It tells you the files, so the pieces of paper that you need to read, and it has all the information on those pieces of paper. Now, when you've received that text message, that is your invite to the grading. Okay. Now, in that text message as well, it does give you the option, and it says in there that if you're not comfortable attending a face-to-face grading, again, we completely understand, and it is your own personal decision. We are going to offer a Zoom grading. Again, it will be the same day, same time, and it will be the same procedure. So it will be running at the same time. So the room will be running as a grading, and then the screen will be there, and you'll be watched in the same way. Okay, so the approach, how you approach that grading needs to be exactly the same. Registration for either the Zoom grading or the face-to-face grading is exactly the same. You need to do exactly the same. And I appreciate that there's a little bit of admin involved, but we can't send out pieces of paper. I can't give you pieces of paper in the class. And by us asking you to read these files, that's your way of getting as much information as possible, and it's our way of confirming that you understand the procedure and you understand what's involved. Okay? On those pieces, there's 2 pieces of paper for each age group. Okay? For the Mighty Mats, the file is called Mighty Mat Grading Information, and on that tells you the day, the date, it tells you how to register, it tells you what information you need to read, it gives you the bank details to make an online payment. Once that online payment has been made, that is your registration. Okay, that is you registering yourself or your child for the grading. And once we have received the payment online or check, we'll send you a text message to confirm that. If you are doing the Zoom grading, you read the same pieces of paper, and then once you make the online payment, you obviously need to let us know that you're going to be doing the Zoom grading and not the face-to-face. Then we'll send you a text message confirming that we've received the payment, but also a text message with the Zoom login details as well. Okay? And the other form for Mighty Mats is the Colour Belt grading application form. On that application form, it's got the terms and conditions of any grading, it's got the fee, and it's just got where to write the name. Okay, now when I say write the name, you don't need to print anything off, you don't need to scan it or anything like that. By reading the documents and by paying online, that is you confirming that you have read and understood all the terms and conditions of the grading. Okay, for juniors and adults, very similar, 2 pieces of paper to read. The first one is called Junior and Adult Grading Information. On that piece of paper, the day, the time, the location, what information you need, the bank account details to make an online payment, and again, it's the same procedure. Once we receive the online payment, we'll send you a text message of confirmation. If you have informed us that it will be a Zoom attendance, then we'll also send you the Zoom login details as well. Okay, so to confirm whether you're doing the Zoom grading or face-to-face, it is exactly the same procedure to register. To register, you must read the pieces of paper and then you must make an online payment, and that is your registration. Okay, hope that makes sense. I've tried to be as clear as I possibly can. I appreciate, especially for those students who it's your first time, there's a lot of information. It's very, very confusing. But if I can ask, please do take the time to read through and then obviously contact me if there's any questions or concerns, and we'll do our very best to help you out as quick as we possibly can. All right, but all the days and times are on there. The files, they can be found in this group, Facebook group page under the files section, okay? Or you can go to our website, matfordsKent.com, and log in. The text message that I send you with the invite also has the login details for the website, okay? So you can just go in there and find the file and it's all there, okay? But please do take a moment to read that. Any questions, do let us know. As I said, we will send you that text message. For panelers, for Red Stripes and above, it's the same process. I will send you an invite if we think you are ready. That will come from me by text message. And again, that will have all the information that you need to do to register, okay? And it's the same process, all right? We'll send you confirmation once registration has been made. All right, so that's very exciting, and all those students that are invited thoroughly deserve the opportunity to do so as well. Those that graded recently, by the way, when we do come back to face-to-face classes, I will be very excited to be able to give your belts and certificates out in class, all right? Sadly, with obviously the situation that we are in, parents, I'm sure you understand, we will not be able to have spectators in the hall to watch your loved ones get their new belts and certificates. And I know it's very sad, and I know it's something that you all love to do, and we love to have you there, but we really do need to stick to the guidelines, and we can't have spectators in the room even when receiving belts and certificates. Okay. So the last bit I wanted to just go over is the new syllabus. You might have heard some people talking about it. We might have started to talk to you about it. You might have seen some bits online. Students, you might have noticed us teaching you some slightly different drills, whether they be one step, whether they be kickboxing drills, certain techniques and things like that. Now, what's happened is over the last couple of years, a lot of research has gone into what's working well, how can we challenge you all a little bit more, maybe make this syllabus a little bit more exciting, and also how can we improve the standard of our higher belts, which is what we're looking to always do, and how can we make the transition from our little ones into our old age group. And we feel that this new syllabus is for everyone. This is for our white belt mighty mats all the way up to 5th degree black belts right across the country, in the UK and Australia as well. Okay, and it has those primary goals. So the goals are to make a little bit more challenging and exciting to everybody, to improve the standards of our black belts even more. That's not to say that they're not good already, but even more, give them even more to work with. And also another big thing was to help the transition of our mighty mats, our younger age group, when they get into the older classes. Because historically it's quite a challenge, because the syllabus is different with the little ones. So when they move into the juniors, there's a lot for them to grasp. It can feel a little bit daunting, a little bit scary, but there's a lot of catch up as well. Obviously, you can appreciate a 4-year-old is not able to absorb and understand and remember what a 10-year-old would do. And so their syllabus is slightly different. And so that's what we're doing there. Now, in terms, when I say new syllabus, some of you might go, oh, suddenly really, really worried. Is my child learning the correct thing? Are they going to be left behind? How are we going to get on top of this? And so on. Please don't worry. The team have been briefed. Since July, they've been aware of this, and we've all been aware of it, and we've been working on the syllabus to make sure we're on top of it. It's not lots and lots of new skills and things. It's a lot more structure in there to help, okay, to help particularly the younger ones understanding. So there might be a few more drills, and some other bits and pieces have been moved around, like hand drills have been moved a little bit for our mighty mats, and so on and so forth like that, okay? So don't think that what you've achieved so far is out the window and everything else is completely fresh and your belt is not worth anything. Absolutely not, completely the opposite. All we're doing is building on what you've already achieved, okay? Now, some of the big things that you will notice are, for our mighty mats, what is going to happen moving forwards, rather than having solid coloured belts. So we've got purple, yellow, orange, green, and brown. There are solid belts. What's going to happen is, when you go up through the belts now, or well, from January, rather than a solid colour, it will be a colour with a stripe through. Sorry, okay, so it'll be a striped belt. All right, so that way it's not going to look the same as a junior and adult belt, and therefore it makes it very, very clear that the syllabus is very, very different as well. Sometimes it can be confusing if a little one, let's say they're a yellow belt and they move into a junior class and they stand next to another yellow belt who's been in the juniors for a while, and they get a little bit worried that they don't know as much as the other person. It's just because they've had a different syllabus, that's all. So the type of belt that our mighty mats are going to achieve is going to be slightly different, okay? We are no longer running the badge system for our mighty mats. That means when our mighty mats get to brown stripe, so really, really high up, what we did about 7 years ago, we introduced 3 badges. And the badges are like belts, and they're there to continually assess the students and then also to prepare them for the junior and adult class. But what we've done is we wanted to make the mighty mat syllabus a little bit more challenging and exciting. So there will no longer be a badge system, okay, from January. Now, for those of you who are doing badges at the moment, or mighty mat brown stripes, please don't worry, okay? You are going to be learning a lot of new and exciting information, okay? And your next belt, if you are a brown stripe mighty mat, or a badge 1, badge 2, badge 3, your next belt, when we feel you are ready, will be a blue belt, okay? As I said, everything you've done before is only going to help you now, okay? So nothing has been wasted at all. So that's the mighty mats, and there'll be lots of other bits and pieces in there as well. Juniors and adults is pretty much the same, although there are lots of set drills in there to learn. There's a lot more sparring drills in there to learn, okay? Very controlled, very managed, very structured. And another difference is that we are replacing the brown stripe belt at junior and adult level with, I don't know if you can see it here, a blue stripe belt, okay? This just makes sense, because then it will go brown belt, blue stripe, blue, red stripe, red. Currently, it goes brown belt, brown stripe, blue, okay? And so this just makes things a little bit clearer. So it's just swapping belt for belt, that's it, all right? With our Dan belts, our black belts, the syllabus is a little bit more challenging. Some bits have moved around a little bit. Your mental understanding will be challenged a lot more, and we feel it is a little bit more exciting. There are a couple more structured drills in there as well. All of this, okay, please do not worry, you are in safe hands. We will be guiding you through this, okay? We'll be taking you through, and what's really exciting is basically everyone's going to be learning some more drills, some more set drills to help them learn and to progress, okay? For those of you grading in December, carry on doing what you're doing. Don't worry about learning other new things or anything like that, okay? Just keep doing what we've asked you to do, keep practicing what we've asked you to do. The new we are those of you graded a couple of weeks ago, you are going to be starting to learn the new syllabus now, okay? Because you're obviously not grading until next year, should you be ready. And officially, the new syllabus comes into force, so to speak, from the 1st of January. But we are starting to drip feed it in from there as well, okay? As a Mighty Mats, you don't need to suddenly swap your belt for another one now, okay? It will change when you go for your next grading, whenever that might be, all right? A lot of information. It does make it a lot easier when we're able to talk to the students and take them through it. As I said, you don't need to change anything. You don't need to worry about anything. We will guide you through the process. So it will be a seamless transition. And you'll just notice that you're just learning some other new things. If you've been about for a while, you'll just learn some new things. If you're moving up to a new belt, you won't notice any different because you'll be learning new things anyway, okay? But it is really, really exciting. We're really, really pleased about it. Everyone will be challenged a lot more. It's gonna help the younger ones transition into the juniors a lot more and make it a lot better. And it gives a lot more for our higher belts to get their teeth into. So hopefully that makes sense. If you've got any concerns about that or concerns about the journey that your little one might be on, then please do get in touch or speak to us where possible, okay? Now, if you want to get ahead of the game, at the moment, you can, on the portal, you can access that for free because that is the current syllabus. That will disappear at the end of the year, okay? That will disappear. Up there at the moment, there is the new syllabus. So the new syllabus is there. It's in video format. And it's there for purchasing, okay? So you can either purchase the Mighty Mat curriculum, the junior and adult curriculum, or the black belt curriculum, okay? Each one of those is £19.99, or you can buy the whole lot, or just two of them, for £45, okay? That gives you access, unlimited access, to see and watch those videos and get your head around it and learn and practice at home. Perfect for gradings, perfect for tournaments, perfect for just an extra little bit of practice. Let's say you've missed a class or something like that, or just to reinforce what we've done in classes as well. But that will be the syllabus from the January. The videos that are up there now that you can access for free at the moment, that's the current syllabus, and that will be going at the end of this year. All right? So, as I said, any concerns, please do let us know, but it is very, very exciting. So that's it from me. So well done again for managing the online classes so well. We cannot wait to see you from Wednesday onwards in all our locations. You will be able to still jump onto Zoom for your class, same day, same times, same login details as you like, if you cannot or uncomfortable attending the classes. Those of you grading on the 13th of December, keep practicing, okay? We are starting to send out invites this week. Again, all the information is on the text messages and on the files. Any questions, please do let me know. In a couple of weeks, or in a week or so's time, I'm going to release the schedule for December. That means when is our last class going to be, and then when we return back after Christmas as well, as we do every year for a little Christmas break. But really hope you're staying positive. Appreciate tier 3 isn't necessarily the tier that we all wanted, but we are able to operate, and we're confident about that. We've had it confirmed as well, and we are given the green light to do that as well. Please do stick to the COVID guidelines. Any questions, do let me know. But enjoy the weekend. Thank you for spending the time watching, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.